A biology professor once said, "The only unnatural sex act is that which you cannot perform." The man behind these words was Dr. Alfred C. Kinsey, often referred to as the father of the sexual revolution. He officially established the field of sexology in 1947 when he sold every case history book and artifact in his possession for $1 to the newly established Institute for Sex Research, a not-for-profit corporation affiliated with Indiana University. With annual allotments of $40,000 from the Rockefeller Foundation, Kinsey was able to recruit a research team to collect his ultimate goal of 100,000 case histories, only 20% of which he would complete during his lifetime. A year after its inception, the Institute published its first volume of research, Sexual Behavior in the Human Male. It shocked the country and sparked a national conversation on what men did behind closed doors. Critics said the Male Report wasn't just great for shedding a light on human behavior, but after World War II, it was a great symbol of democracy. Scientific research could only take place in a democracy like the United States. Not everyone applauded Kinsey's candor. Popular televangelist Billy Graham named him the man most responsible for the moral downfall of America. The second volume, Sexual Behavior in the Human Female, was published 5 years later during the Cold War, a much different political climate. Publishing material of sexual behavior was no longer a sign of democracy, it was a symbol of communism. The Female Report was too revealing about the personal secrets of American women, tarnishing their image as wives and mothers who enjoy the fruits of capitalism, democracy, and freedom. Fearing a looming investigation of Kinsey's controversial research would put the Rockefeller Foundation at risk, President Dean Rusk terminated its funding from the Institute in 1954. In 1953, the same year that Kinsey's report on female sexuality was published, Hugh Hefner, a major supporter of Kinsey and his research, founded Playboy magazine. The search for more case histories and desperately trying to raise funding for the Institute exhausted Kinsey. In August of 1956, the sexual pioneer passed away. Fervor for the Institute was buried with Kinsey. The man who inspired and drove the team of researchers was gone along with their enthusiasm. "What do we do now?" they asked one another, looking at fellow researcher Dr. Paul Gebhardt to lead the way. Morale was reinfused in the Institute the following year. In 1957, the case of U.S. first 31 photographs was settled in favor of the Institute, permitting them to import otherwise illicit materials for research purposes of studying human sexual behavior. New grants from the National Institute for Mental Health enabled the Institute to publish its third book, Pregnancy, Birth, and Abortion, 2 years after Kinsey's death. The Institute was back in business. In commemoration of the 25th anniversary of Dr. Kinsey's death, the Institute was renamed the Kinsey Institute for Sex Research Incorporated. In 1982, Dr. June Reinisch was appointed director of the Institute, which she renamed for the last time the Kinsey Institute for Research in Sex, Gender, and Reproduction. The Institute welcomed its first and only medical executive director in 1995. Dr. John Bancroft modernized the Institute and brought it into the digital age by launching an online sexuality information service for students at Indiana University. In 2004, Liam Neeson starred in Kinsey, a movie about the life of Dr. Alfred C. Kinsey based on James H. Jones' biography, Alfred C. Kinsey, A Life.
Hello, I'm Dr. Alfred Kinsey from Indiana University, and I'm making a study of sex behavior.
Dr. Julia Hyman followed Dr. Bancroft's directorship until 2013. Under her, the Institute gained a social media presence with 125,000 Twitter followers and 10,000 Facebook followers. In 2014, Dr. Sue Carter was appointed the executive director of the Institute, a position she holds to this day. Carter is the first biologist in 70 years to lead the Institute since Kinsey himself, and has added a new lens to its focus, the science of love. As her predecessor shifted his terrain from gallwaffs to human sexual behavior, so has Carter, from studying prairie voles to social bonding. By no means did Kinsey's death symbolize an end to the dialogues that swept the nation in the 50s. Kinsey's findings serve as an evergreen basis for 70 years of directors to build upon, continuously furthering his mission to uncover the most intimate aspects of human life.